Yeah, exactly. If you want to get the mistakes out, you want to get them out of the way now. May have an effect on his confidence, as we have an Aston Martin out there. Is that Tamburello? Yep, that is. Yeah, TKO is he's gone off track. I wonder what could have happened. Maybe he outbroke himself. Quite strange. I've never seen anyone go off there actually. So unfortunate there, but again, it's the start of quali. You can make. It's not going to be the biggest issue. Oh, and speaking of not being the biggest issue, Callum Teasdale has now crashed out at Tosa. He is out from the Grand Prix. Well, sorry, out from qualifying, and will be starting the race from the back. Oh no, not ideal.
That's very unfortunate. Yeah,
as we have numbers
third
out.
person is out now.
3 people out in the exact same. Oh, and there's Jariki going off at the exact same place. Almost gets his wheel knocked off. Luckily, just his front wing. Did someone spill some oil there? What's going on? It seems to be. Yeah, proven to be a very challenging corner today for these drivers. We have Deadeye. Can he improve? He does not. Deadeye stays in 7th.
Quite unfortunate for him.
Yeah,
he's been put down to 8th.
He has. Was that Wilson? And Lou actually goes first. As we discounted Lou for setting a lap so late, it looks like he's gone around. There's no way he had time to pit. And he has gone pole position by around 2/10. And that is qualifying done. So you have Lou in pole position. Line up to the grid here, waiting for those 5 red lights to see them steaming down into turn 1. Who will get it? Will it be Lou? Will it be Donut Hole? BUSR, who will get a great start here? And they're out. And Lou seems to get a good start. Donut Hole just behind him, as BUSR actually seems to be able to maybe get a jump in on him into turn 1. As the cars will fight for position down into turn 1. As I believe DRS should now be activated, as Matty Moo does in fact get the proper fastest lap now. Kind of closing in on but I don't think he'll quite be able to make anything work there into turn 1. You know, you want to save that ERS for when you really think you can make a maneuver. It's early days, you know, BUSR could make a mistake. It's all to play for. As Deadeye is now looking to make his way through the field past Wilson into the chicane. And he will be eyeing Jarek up next as he goes wide into the gravel. But he seems to be okay. It looks like Cameron was fighting back on the outside. And we have another person now with penalties with TKO Survivor. And as I said that, the Games Geek also getting a 3-second time penalty. I wonder if anyone will finish this race without penalties. I remember Lou from last season actually was always pretty good with track limits, as was Deadeye. You'd never see many penalties on them, but you know the way it's going, you're already in lap 5 with 4 cars having penalties. Do not be surprised if you will see most of the grid have some here. Make up that ground, as you can see there on hard tyres as well. So maybe going towards the end here.
Yeah, maybe try not to pit at all now.
Oh, and that is Cameron out, who's had a collision with Deadeye, as we're talking about high-speed incidents. That is a full track safety car, and I am not surprised. That is quite a nasty collision there. Deadeye.
I'll allow for Doe and TKO to catch up if they're not behind the safety car already.
Yeah, no, like Cameron was actually at fault there. I think he just tapped the back of Deadeye, sending Deadeye into a spin and taking Cameron with him. Luckily, Deadeye ended up okay, but yeah, not a great race for Cameron out in lap 6. But yeah, a lot of people benefiting as safety car is now in this lap. Deadeye is going to be wanting to make up a lot of time. He should dispose of Mad Dog and Callum pretty easily as they are on the hards. As we have the Games Geek and Numbers getting a 5-second penalty. And GamesGeek is going to have to be careful here. He's going to have to watch out, otherwise he'll be disqualified. Already racking up 13 seconds as well as numbers on 8. But here we are. BUSR gets a 5-second penalty with Matty as they collided on the restop, but BUSR is off. Matamumu looking to make something happen into the first corner, getting into that slipstream, racing down into turn 1. As he opts for the outside, BUSR will be defending the inside. And it looks like BUSR will hold on here into turn 1 as we have Jareki and Donut Hole fighting. I think Jareki did get sent a bit wide there. Could that open him up to Lou, who does get in front of him? As Dowie gets a 3-second time penalty, but here we are with Jareki. He will be wanting to make that position back. Deadeye is up to P11, now looking to dispose of Mad Dog.
Numbers, I think,
and he does. And I'm sure some of these collision penalties will be looked into after the race. So I would say take some of them with a grain of salt. As I'm not quite sure what happened with Deadeye there. Is JH13 on the inside? It looked like he was hit there from the inside. As Lou sets the new fastest lap of the race on lap 12. Looking to make a move with Donut Hole, not quite. But Lou seems to really be setting the pace, putting Donut Hole under some pressure.
Yeah, if Deadeye was to just stay where he is now, he'll still come in third, so really not that much pressure for him.
Yeah, exactly, and these guys also still have to pit, as Deadeye kind of had a little look into Jareki there. Thinking better of it into the final 2 corners there. Mad Dog picks up another 3-second time penalty. This is the battle for the lead. Lou on the inside of Donut Hole, already passing him by turn 1 as they head into Tamburello. He passed for Lou, and Deadeye does the same. The 2 Mercedes getting past on the main straight there. Yes, and they are away again. Donut Hole does have the DRS. Will he be able to make a move onto Lou?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite close enough. And as we have numbers now entering the fray, and Matamumu does decide to pit. The safety car did just start before he was at the pit, so that's quite unlucky. As Callum makes a very nice move onto Wilson there, to the 2 hard runners in the top 10. Battling it out there. So Callum will now want to set into a groove as Mad Dog looked to make a move outside of Dowie. Mad Dog on the worst tire doesn't quite manage to do it around the outside. That lack of grip really just not paying off for him. So we have the 2 Ferraris who we saw 2 Ferraris collide in Bahrain, so let's hopefully not have the same again.
I think they'll be going side by side here. Dash will have DRS on Wilson here, and yeah, it looks like going for that overtake.
Yeah, Wilson just a sitting duck. Dasher almost getting pushed into the grass there, but does make the move very nice and clean. I just spotted his ERS, which is virtually non-existent. Yeah,
I think Donut is actually in 7th by penalties, I think.
He is, but he's going to want to get rid of all this traffic as we have a spinner. As we have the Aston heading out, and I think that was, yep, that's both the Astons. Okay. Wow. At least they're in unison. You know, one Aston does it, the other joins in. I respect that. As Lou heads, he's in the back of Wilson now. Wilson does have a time penalty, but Lou again will be wanting to get rid of him. Actually, the gap is not too big now from him and JH, as numbers, unfortunately, she does get a penalty now as well. 4 track limits, but Lou, look at the amount of time he just made up into Minerali.
So aggressive through that corner.
He's going to be making a move here into Alta. Yeah, he's already passed. You do not want to be going 2 cars wide. Luckily, not both of them spinning simultaneously. So, can Deadeye do anything as Donut gets a very nice overtake onto Wilson and Callum, who are still on those hards? Definitely got to be thinking about just taking them to the end of the race now. But they will have nothing on this fresh soft, so I reckon Deadeye will be able to get past Matty. I think he'll be able to get past Callum and Wilson too. Dasher does make a lunge into the inside. There is contact. They just about both stay on track. Dasher gets the move done as he has the inside for the next corner. And Lou spun! Lou has spun into Minerali.
That is huge.
Oh no. And Callum. We have pair of spinners there into Minerali again, and Lou gets a 3-second time penalty rejoining the track. He may be able to get that looked at, but this race has just completely changed, and I think Deadeye is now in prime position.
I am absolutely confident that he can make it last if he gets the 3-second time penalty as well.
Oh no, that is killer. Then that pretty much counts Wilson out of, I'd say, out of getting a podium, unless Lou picks up another penalty in the end.
Deadeye fastest lap.
1 second quicker than the previous fastest lap. Dasher, can he stick to the back of this little pack here? I mean, BUSR, Jareki, Mad Dog, Dasher could get to the back of the packers. Oh no! The commentators curse every time we talk about Dasher. He seems to be crashing out.
Right, let's not talk about Dasher ever
Okay,
again. Then.
Dasher, I'm so sorry. Oh no. He's catching up at a rate of knots. I think he's going to go for the move. He stopped for the DRS before the DRS line and makes the move onto Lou.
That is an incredible move there.
Oh no!
Oh, he
Lou
spins!
clips the back of him. Lou spins round. Deadeye comes up into third. It is over for Lou. Matty gets past him, and Lou may have sustained some front wing damage there. Just heading into the back of Wilson, who would have had substantially lower traction out of that corner. Lou would not have expected it and just headed into the back of him. JH13 now heads back. Lou's tyres are, as you can see, very cold now, very dirty from the grass, and it's just a nightmare. As Wilson lets Deadeye pass, I don't think he's going to be going for DRS here. As Lou is round again, it goes from bad to worse. Down from third. Yeah, and Lou picks up another penalty, which stopped any chance of him getting Mad Dog taking the alternate line through the straight. As Doby looking for a last lap maneuver into turn 1, and Jareki, as they do go too wide. Jareki sticks it in the inside, a bit wide, and oh no, the contact does unfortunately spin Jareki there. And just to top off another, a race full of a lot of spins, and a lot of losers and a lot of wins. Not ideal for him, but it does look like, without any penalties, with a stellar drive on the mediums, with the correct strategy choice, Donut Hole looks to take the win at Imola. 3.3 seconds over Deadeye, who does come home in second after a pretty disappointing qualifying, I think, and maybe the wrong decision for the mediums. Does bring home second. Wilson is third on track, but Matty does get him on penalties. Bar any investigations, as JH does round out another solid 5th place after his 3rd place in the first race. BUSR, who had an incident, I think could have definitely had a lot more, and Lou Lou taking the alternate line over the finish line there, finishing P8th. I think that really sums up his frustration at what was a really miserable last part of the race. Lou actually down into 12th. He leaves the session. I think I don't think he's too happy, you know. But that does round off our Imola Grand Prix, and I don't know about you, but
this may be
shocked.
the most eventful Grand Prix I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for me. As Deadeye does get driver of the day, but honestly, I'm going to go for the winner here. The man with the love heart, Donut, I think, stayed out of all the trouble, as did Deadeye, but Donut really played the strategy to perfection. As I'm going to run through the order here, Donut Hole in P1, Deadeye getting P2, and rounding off the podium, we have Matty Mumu with Wilson, JH, BUSR, Dasher, Doey, a lot of D's there, Callum Teasdale, TKO Survivor, rounding off the top 10, following Mad Dog, Lou, Jareki. I mean, Lou, I don't think he should have crashed like that. He would have at least had a 7. But Lou actually ending up in 12th there. The Games Geek in 14th, and the last of the finishers was Numbers.